Because of the following special program, Wonder Woman and the Incredible Hulk will not be presented this evening.
We are back after a long hiatus. It's been a rough end of summer and fall. Let's say that. Things have just been massively busy around here, and our schedules just couldn't hook up, right?
Well, yeah, kind of. I got light problems. Hold on. But, all right, sorry.
You're not plugged in.
String on me.
Yeah, you gotta.
I'm plugged in. I just want to choke.
Is it one of those where if one goes out, they all go out, or?
Yeah. I'm assuming. I don't know. I haven't lost one yet.
Those are mini lights, right? They actually look pretty cool on camera. They're glowing like light.
Oh, thanks, man.
It's like kyber crystals. You're like Luke Skywalker's gonna bust in, and you didn't stick that up your nose, did you?
I was going to go for the red one to be Rudolph, but I was going to go like this. There you go.
There you go. Hey, you look like you've been drinking too much. So how you been?
Water, man.
Jeff? How has Jeff Dickinson been?
Nah, I'm cool, man. I'm cool.
What have you been up to? Have you been doing have you been visiting places, going to local shops and checking out the video games and stuff like that?
Yeah, I've been doing that. I've been trying to replenish my Atari collection. Picked up some. I sold my Atari system with all my games back in 2000. Okay, and I've been trying to get back into the original Atari after the 50th anniversary collection.
The 2600.
Well, it had arcade games, 26, 52, 78, 800, Jaguar, and Lynx.
Oh, so it was a multiple. It's not the original.
Yeah, it was called the Atari Flashback. Well, no,
okay.
It's Atari 50th anniversary. 50th anniversary. Flashback came before that.
And what have you found?
It was the one with the interactive museum.
What games have you found to replace?
Well, going for my old school stuff, I was able to get my Defender in. Remember that one? Can you see that, or the glare?
Now is that based on the Defender arcade game?
The arcade.
Okay.
The arcade game. So this is the 2600 version of the arcade. And it's okay. Missile Command. Once again, these 2600 games, for those who are in the know, they were the best we got for the days, you know. This came out in 81. Defender came out in 81, so around that time. 1982, I got Phoenix. Remember that game?
Phoenix? No, I don't remember Phoenix, but I tell you, Missile Command, I put a lot of quarters in Missile Command.
I did too, but I love Missile Command. It was part of my I had my Atari 12-in-1 before I moved. It had Missile Command on there. It had Tempest, Asteroids, and Deluxe Asteroids and all that. Speaking of, yes, I got Asteroids. And yes, I can play these on the 50th. But you know what? Oh, Space Invaders too. Gotta have Space Invaders. This was not part of the 50th collection, and neither was Phoenix. But you know, nothing like going old school, man. Remember that?
Yeah.
Trying to play it
I
right.
hated
Yeah.
that controller.
Man, you know what? I wanted one of these so bad, and I wanted an Atari system so bad. But by the time me and my brother saved up for it, ColecoVision was already coming out, or already came out, and they had an adapter called Module 1. You could play Atari 2600 games. And the ColecoVision graphics were way cooler too.
Wow.
So
Yeah,
that's
no,
why
well, you know my story. I never got the Atari. I got the Vectrex instead. So,
but did you wind up getting Atari later on, or just never did?
never. I never had. I went
did.
from Vectrex to a Commodore 64.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I remember the 64, but that was more computer games than it was like arcade shooters and all that.
Yeah, I used it to make all the labels for my video cassettes when I was recording Star Trek every week.
And bootlegging it. Oh, I bet you're the kid that made copies of the Star Wars Holiday Special and were silly on the playground, weren't you?
Actually, no, that is way before I had any technological. I mean, I was 9 years old when that came out. I remember watching.
Hey,
that.
I didn't have a VCR, so
apparently
we
no.
didn't get a VCR.
I don't know how somebody got a recording of it, from the TV, because you had to be in 1978. How rich did you have to be?
No,
to have a VCR.
Was it 1978 or 79? No, it was 78. You're right. You're right, because they were hot. That's right, because the toys never came out. It was the following year. And they were trying to do because that documentary you shared with me, I love that, dude. That showed me some stuff I never knew. And I'm a Star Wars fan.
Yeah, that was called A Disturbance in the Force, the history of the Star Wars Holiday Special, and it was fantastic.
It is
fantastic. I've watched it 3 times already.
Hold on.
Lots of things that I didn't know, and a couple of the comedians that I really liked when I was like Bruce Valanche. I don't know if you remember who he was.
I didn't until I started watching your documentary. I started Googling.
Yeah, he was the in the documentary, the old guy with the long extra skin on his neck and the blonde hair. He had the cool shirt that said "Third to Last Jedi," give or take a few.
Yeah. Well, he looked familiar. I just didn't remember his name, and I had to figure him out.
He was. Have you ever seen the movie Ice Pirates?
Yeah, it was terrible, but yeah.
Are you kidding me? Ice Pirates was awesome.
I mean, I liked Vegas. He was in that, but I think he did that after he did Vegas, and I think he did Ice Pirates next.
Yeah, Robert Urich, I think.
Robert Urich.
Yeah, and that was hilarious. I love that movie. And Bruce Valanche, I think he was the guy with I think he was the headless guy, wasn't he?
Robert Urich? No, he played the lead.
Bruce Valanche.
Oh, I don't remember. Dude. I saw that one time, dude, and after I got through with it, I rented it too, so I didn't see it like anything special, but I wanted to watch it because it had a hot chick and she was dressed all really cool.
I saw that. I went to see that in theaters. I saw that in the movies.
See, it must have came at the same time that what was it? Flash Gordon with the Queen soundtrack. Did it come out right about the same time? Because I know I saw that in the theater.
I don't know. I don't think Ice Pirate. I think it came out in like 84, 85. Let me check.
That was right towards the end of my high school years.
The Ice Pirates, the 1984. Yeah, 1984. Let me bring that up.
Yeah, because
here.
in 85, I remember now, '85 is when I watched it on VHS, working at a video store.
Yeah, Robert Urich and
Robert Urich.
Ron Perlman. I
That's
remember
right
Ron
up there with,
Perlman.
like, huh?
Ron Perlman was in it.
I'm not good with names. If I see the face, I'll recognize it.
He's right here. Ron Perlman played
So
Hellboy.
small. Oh yeah. Oh, he played. He was the Bigfoot in Meet the Hendersons. That's how I knew about him. What?
No, Bigfoot. What the guy in the suit?
Remember Meet the Hendersons with John Lithgow?
Yeah, that was the guy who played the Predator.
No, are you sure?
Yeah.
I thought it was the guy who played. I thought it was that guy who played like Hellboy and all that.
No. The Harry was played by the guy who was in what did I just say? You know, getting old sucks because I can't remember like 30 seconds ago. What were we just talking about? Oh, Predator.
Meet the Hendersons.
Yeah.
Oh,
Harry
you're talking about Predators. Harry and the Hendersons. I'm sorry, Harry and the Hendersons.
Yeah, Kevin Peter Hall was the Predator.
Harry won. Okay. Oh,
And he was.
I thought it was the other dude. I was wrong. I was way wrong. What am I thinking about then? I don't know, dude. Well, yeah, I guess I watched Harry and the Hendersons or Meet the Hendersons. Harry and the Hendersons. That was a different. Back in the '80s, man, things are weird.
Yeah. Harry and the Hendersons was 1987. So.
Yeah, that was after Ice Pirates and all that. Okay.
And that was the year of the Predator too. Predator was 1987 also. So.
See, I saw Predator on VHS. Back in the '84 to '85 was towards the end of my high school year, so I was working part time. I was going to school. I was working at right before I got working with a daycare center. I was working for a lady doing clerical work for I think it was Allstate. She was selling. I can't remember, one of those type of big insurance companies. And I would go right from high school after there to her office, and at the end of the day, I was in charge of going through her files and transfer them into her computer, from her computer to the floppy disk of the 8-inch floppy disk. Remember those big ass ones?
The actual ones that flopped.
Yep. She hired me because I knew how to do that, because she found me a computer class. She would talk to the teachers like going, "Hey, you know anybody who's really good at computers?" She's like, "Well, Jeff's really good. You know, these other people are just kind of don't know what they're doing. Jeff's been programming before." And I didn't want to try to be like that in schools, but she knew the kids did. That's how I got that job part-time. But yeah, so I was working and doing that. I didn't have time I had time for girls, but not for movies. Priorities, man, priorities.
That's it. You had to get things done.
Yep.
So we haven't talked Christmas yet. So do you have your tree up? Did you take those lights right off your tree? Oh,
I am the tree, dude.
You are the tree.
I like to be the actual active tree with people. So
that's it.
I put a little bit. I had a hat with a little mistletoe hanging up, but chicks find that kind of intimidating.
Yeah, make
this
sure
day and age.
Make sure your needles don't fall off.
Yeah, I'll get my earring, take it out, and put a little bulb in there, and let it dangle.
Yeah, that's what she said. Let it dangle.
I'll get the little air price going over here.
Now you were on Facebook, and
lies, all lies, man. I was never on Facebook, man.
You wrote. I saw you posted a poem. You want to tell us the inspiration for the poem?
Well, last year, If you're following my channel on the Collector Zone, you notice I relocated. And after I moved, I started, took a little while to get back into the groove of things. I wanted to write a Christmas poem. And I wrote some stuff down. I mean, I had my whole premise of the Christmas poem would be about my video games and my passion, but it just didn't, wasn't coming out too well. So what I did was say I'll get back to it. And this, on my birthday of this year, I sat down with it and I really wanted to work on it. And, I'm one of those writers that would, start writing, but I'm not one of those. What's up here, it's hard to put on the paper, for me. But what I express verbally, it's really hard to put down my feelings. To write feelings is very hard. Well, for me, when people say writing comes natural to me, I call bullshit. But no, man, come on. Something's wrong with that person.
Right.
But yeah, I wrote a Christmas poem, and I labeled it an original Christmas video game poem written by Jeff Dickinson.
So it's about video games and
Yes,
your
sir.
love of retro video games. So I took it upon myself, and I hope you don't take this the wrong way or are upset with this or upset with me.
Man. Man, I'm all laid back. Come on.
I took your poem and I put it into AI.
Oh, Lord.
Okay. So for the first time ever, we have Jeff Dickinson's poem about Christmas, read by artificial intelligence.
Oh, God.
It was the night before Christmas, in the glow of nostalgia's light, where Jeff, a child of the 70s, found his video gaming delight. With pixels and bleeps, he embarked on his quest, playing video games from an era that he knew best. From Pong to Space Invaders, those moments were gold, forging a passion that never got old. Retro buttons pressed, memories unfold. It was a timeless video game story that was told. Now, decades later, the thrill remains the same, as he dusts off old cartridges, rekindling that flame. With graying hair, and a heart that remains bold, he still finds joy in the classics, a tale of nostalgia gaming, retold. To my fellow gamers, I must say with delight, may pixels dance in your dreams and may your high scores shine so bright, wishing you all a Merry Christmas, and to all a good night.
Ah. Oh, man, thanks, man.
And don't cry. Don't cry.
Well, what AI did with my poem made plurals into singulars. You notice that? Because I wrote pixels, and he said pixel, and there's one other word that was because I've been reading this back to myself for a couple of weeks because I had two versions.
Yeah, it couldn't recognize the word Pong.
Yeah, Pong and Space Invaders. Because you know what? Pong I have in my on a cartridge here. Yeah. Oh no, it is. I got a version of Pong called Video Olympics. It's 2600. Like you had Pong, you had hockey, you had basketball, volleyball, and there's some other stuff on there. But it's different versions of Pong, and it's really cool. And then of course, tried and true. I grew up loving this game. I mean, I played Space Invaders. That was my very first video game. I mean, I'm pretty sure guys follow the channel for us. We talked about it before, our very first video game. And Space Invaders was the first time I put a quarter in and played an arcade game or a video game outside of, trying to, my dad was at Sears getting his, car looked at. And he's a mechanic, so he's buying stuff. And I saw this unique cabinet. It's called Space Invaders, and it was really cool because it's like 3D-ish, and I don't know, it had black lighting, You know, you remember Space Invaders, but
Yeah.
so playing that in the arcades, I had to get the 2600 version. Same thing with asteroids and stuff. Yeah,
Now the 2600 version is in color, though, right?
yeah. But you can turn it to black and white if you want.
Oh, you can. Okay.
Yeah, I'll see you right here. There's a little bit. No, right over here. Color in black and white. Maybe you
Now,
see that now.
how does that hook up to the TV with a HDMI or?
Yeah, HDMI. Or you go RF if you want to go old school.
You can't. Does it take that? And then it goes to the.
You can start going backwards compatibility with it, going from HDMI to the 2-prong RF converter.
The two claws that you had to screw into the back of your television.
Well, that's how we had our rabbit ears connected to it. So when I would, as a kid, my mother's father, God rest his soul, gave me and my little brother, because my sister wasn't around yet. No, she was a baby, but we got a Pong system, and it had where you had to take off the antenna so that way you could put the two little wires for UHF to the TV. That's how we played Pong. And then it wasn't years until we got coaxial, after that.
Yeah, I think
Margaret.
I did have, now that I'm thinking of it, I did have something that hooked up. I did have a gaming system that hooked up, and then you had that box that you would slide TV and game.
Well, because see,
I can't remember what it was.
The video and audio output from the video game system, well, the Atari 2600 is what I could vouch for. You had to plug it into that box so it could be the signal could go into the TV.
Right, and then you put it on channel 3, right?
Yeah, you put it on channel 3 or 4. 3 would work better for our TV for some reason, but 3 or 4 you could do it on. Same thing with the ColecoVision. I needed a converter to connect.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can't remember what system I had that did that. It must have been, I think my first video game was a driving game that had it just had a steering wheel and a shifter.
Are you talking about that little Battelle one?
No. This was a system that hooked up. I had that. I loved that game. That's how I learned to drive as a kid. Was that? And I saw one of those at the last Retro Expo, and it was $60.
Holy crap! Really?
Yeah.
See, I saw that, and then they had a game, Battlestar Galactica game. There was a LED light. For guys who don't know, you're young. Back in the days, our video games consisted of LED lights and a little thing that waved over, a piece of paper that rolled around, emulating, a road.
Yeah. Yeah, I forget what that was called, but somebody had one at the Retro Expo.
Oh yeah.
I was there, and I was like, oh, I probably won't have a house to live in if I brought this home. So,
but some of those old school games, I see them. I like going, you know what? I want to check it out. Then I realized, God, man, we're so deprived as kids because it kind of sucks, but it's kind of cool because you used to have it, But you had a cool video game system, the Vectrex. I wanted one of those so bad. And I wanted yours to work so bad when we took it to try to get it fixed. But hopefully one day you will.
I took it to a third place.
Oh, good. And, did they fix it?
No, they couldn't do it.
So it's beyond economical repair, or is it just beyond repair in general?
No, it's there's a guy in the Vectrex Facebook group that sent me a message. He's like, send it to me and I can fix it for you. I'll fix it for you for nothing, but It's one of those things. Do I send him my Vectrex and then I ever see it again, or
You don't know him?
no? I don't know him. He's in the
Oh
group.
yeah, definitely not.
Yeah, he's in the
That's
group.
how he's selling Vectrex on eBay, probably.
Yeah, that's how he gets his stock. Suckers like
And
me.
I've seen the Vectrex sell for parts not working for a couple of $100, but I wouldn't part with it because it's still cool to have. There you go. What's it called? Speed Racer or something?
Digital Derby Raceway.
Yeah, see, the thing was the car's on a piece of plastic and that thing rotates around like a conveyor belt. So it kind of simulated driving. So that kind of explains why you drive so shitty. No, I'm joking. I was joking.
No, it's.
I learned how to drive playing Death Race.
That's how I learned how to drive. I learned how to drive playing that game.
Yeah.
So
I just remember seeing Death Race in the arcade. It was an old looking game, and it was in an arcade in the mall. And I was surprised to see one because I haven't seen one in forever. I just heard about it, where you drive around, you run over people, and little crosses pop up, and the more people, the higher score. I guess it's not a politically correct game now, but it was cool. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed running over people.
Well, yes.
I think it was called Death Race or something like that. It had a Grim Reaper on it. That's what attracted me.
Yeah.
It was a black and white game, had badass steering wheel like from a hot rod, and it had Grim Reaper on I think on a marquee or whatever.
And what was it called?
Death Race, I believe.
Let's see. And it was in the arcade?
Oh, type in Death Race arcade game.
Yeah.
There you go. And then you'll see it's really unique cabinet. And it's a black and white game. And the goal was to run over people, and the little crosses will pop up. But people, I guess, there you go. Oh, yeah. See, Tom, wouldn't you walk up to want to play that game?
Yes. Yes, that's pretty neat. That one I don't remember.
That's what year that came out? Maybe 76. It says distributors modification 75. I'm not sure. Release date says 76. I just remember seeing an arcade in the 80s. I remember I saw Pole Position.
Right.
I think
I remember Pole. Yeah, Pole Position was in color, and that was one lane or one car.
And then Pole Position 2 was a little bit better because it had a time trial and stuff. So it got a little more, a little more harder. Graphics got a little bit better too, I believe. Look, I can think the fire was more simulated a little bit better.
Yeah, but that's a cool looking game right there.
It is. I wonder how much it goes for these days. Is it?
And what are these? These all the I guess these are the people, right?
Yeah, those are the little. Once you run over a person, that pops up, and your goal is to get all the people killed. Hence, Death Race. Well, you know me, man. If it's unique and cool, I want to play it. What are you doing, Jeff? I'm killing people. Learning how to drive too.
All right. So, do you want to? I wanted to do something for the last couple of years where.
I told you I'm not playing strip poker, man.
I do have that funny deck. But I wanted to share my Christmas ornaments. And I thought you had a large collection of Christmas ornaments, but apparently you don't. You've given them all to me, I think.
Well, I got the Shuttlecraft, the Enterprise. I sold the Enterprise. What did I give you? I gave you the movie Star Trek 2 or 3 Enterprise. I can't remember from the movies. But I originally got the original Shuttlecraft from the original series and the Enterprise. And then people started getting really crazy stupid for the money on that. And I just sat there going like, well, it talks. Spock's voice was in the Shuttlecraft and the Enterprise. I don't think it talked or nothing. But yeah, there you go. I like that one. And I got it. I never hung it or nothing. I just kept it in the box. And then when I was talking with you and you talking about your passion for these ornaments, I knew it had to go to your home to give it a good home, you know? And I gave it to you one year. I forgot what year I gave it to you, but I gave it to you one year.
It was last year. And I remember.
Was it last year?
Yeah, this is
It's really badass.
It's my favorite Enterprise. I don't care what anybody says.
Really?
It is.
I like it.
It's my favorite Enterprise. I mean, it is the A. My favorite one is the one from Star Trek 2 and Star Trek the Motion Picture. But I mean, close second is.
Let me ask you this question: when you first saw either the motion picture or the Wrath of Khan, most people were Wrath of Khan anyway. When I'm growing up looking at the original Enterprise and had models of it and stuff, when I saw that one, I looked at it, I was like, I had to get used to the little satellite dish missing. But I did like the way they did the turbo. Well, we call them the thing that makes it go. What was it called?
The nacelles.
The cell. Yeah, I did like the way they redid that. I mean, originally had Christmas lights, and it's at the Smithsonian. I believe the Smithsonian had actually made a special thing for it now. It's in glass, but yeah, seeing the original and seeing that in the air, I was like, well. But then when he killed off at the end of Wrath of Khan, the Enterprise, I'm like, oh man, what are they gonna do now? And then this came around, I was like, okay, I get it. All right, cool. But yeah, I like that way it looks. I really do.
The A came in at the very, very end of Star Trek 4.
Right. No, yeah, because Star Trek 3 was going to the wells, and they had to rip off the Klingon.
No, Star Trek 3 is where they blew up the Enterprise, battling the Klingons, looking for Spock.
2, 3. Okay. Wells. No.
Star Trek 4 was the whales.
And at the end of Star Trek 4, okay, I get it. I was off the Trek. Old age, man. I tell you what. But you have an awesome collection, dude.
So I have I got Thanos. This was
is that that's Thanos? Is that
this
not the
is
Hulk?
Thanos?
I thought it was Hulk in like a new suit.
No, this is Thanos from Endgame. So that's probably 2 years.
You liked it.
2 years
that
ago.
Game, didn't you?
Holy
crap! God, Star Wars. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I have the Duel to the Death. This one that's talks.
Badass.
You press
I don't remember seeing that in the store.
You press the button, and it talks to you.
Is Obi-Wan trying to make you go to the Force?
Well, it says, what is it?
Dialogue from the scene or something?
If you strike me down, I should become more powerful than you could possibly imagine, stuff like that. And then cool. Iron Man from Infinity War. I got Voyager. My older ones don't have a box.
Always keep the box when you're collecting.
Yeah. Well, now
I learned that the hard way, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, I'm
This
just
one's not.
back in the days, man. When I would get a video game, the box would go. I'll read the instructions, but as soon as I got down, the instructions would go. So
Yeah. Yeah, this one's not really an ornament. This one you put on when you put out some presents, you put this on the tallest gift. And then this little sensor here, it reacts when somebody walks by, and then R2D2 beeps and C3PO says, "No, R2, they cannot look at their gifts. It's not it's not
badass.
Christmas yet." Yeah, it's pretty neat. The first 3 or 4 times it goes off, and then you just flip it over and turn it off and never listen to it again, because it does get kind of annoying.
You're just trying to break into Christmas gifts, and you don't want anybody hearing it.
That's right. That's what it is. And then
That's
this
cool.
is
Christmas vacation.
yeah. This one, you press the button and the lights light up, and they shock Clark Griswold. This is the
Pilot.
the pilot version, 50th anniversary.
I remember hearing about it. I just never seen it in the store. You know what I think was happening after a while? People would go to those Hallmark stores when they first open up, getting these damn things and buy up the damn lot.
Yeah.
Because I would never. I would see like the display model, but they wouldn't have any for sale, and I just quit looking.
Yeah, this one.
That's really cool.
Most of them I got at Kohl's.
Kohl's?
Yeah.
That is really cool.
Yeah, so this one you press the dome and it does the space, the final frontier. It does the whole intro with the theme music.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's a neat little and it's bright, shiny gold.
That's cool. I shall be always your friend.
Yeah, this one does the whole speech.
Yeah, I don't care who you are. I'll call bullshit for people say I didn't cry during that, because I cried like a little girl with a skin knee, man. That gets me every time, dude.
It was awesome the way they played the whole audience, because it leaked. Somehow there was a leak that Spock dies in Star Trek II.
Well, I know who that leak is, and that was Nimoy, because after 2, he didn't want to do Star Trek anymore, and so he said the only way he'll do Star Trek if they'll let him direct, and he said, "No, we're not going to let you direct." So I said, "Well, you got to kill me off," and that little conversation went, "Oh, I heard Nimoy saying he's leaving Star Trek, so to kill off Spock," and that's how that little thing started going around. I think Starlog did a little thing about it.
What they also did was at the very beginning in the simulator, they killed him off in the simulator. So that's what everybody thought Spock's death was him dying in the very beginning of the movie. But then they were like,
Kobayashi Maru.
Yeah, they lied to us.
Well,
and then
yeah,
all of a sudden
they played that thing through the whole film. I mean, aren't you dead? Aren't you supposed to be dead? Was one of the comments I think Shatner did for him. Kirk said to Spock.
Yeah,
aren't you dead?
And that's to me that's a very
that was Nimoy's first time directing Star Trek.
What's that?
Nimoy directed Star Trek 3.
3 and 4, yeah. And
then they gave Shatner 5. We all know what happened in that one.
Yeah, he shat on it.
But then Star Trek 6, didn't the guy who did the direct Star Trek 2 did 6?
Yes.
Or am I wrong?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I thought I was right. Because Star Trek 2 and 6, I always thought was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was Nicholas Meyer.
Yes, he's a good director. So you got the Starcrest.
Here's your
or Razor Crest.
Razor Crest, yeah, which is gone now.
You lost it?
Well, no, they blew up the ship.
Oh, I thought you meant the ornament.
No, it's. I think it's actually probably on my shelf back there because it's too heavy for the tree. Doesn't stay on the
What, makes your
branches.
tree droop down like Charlie Brown or something?
Yeah, it droops down. It needs some blue chew. And here's Boba Fett. And this is a new one. This one I just picked up at the Restore.
Prince of Seven. That's from the old days, bro.
Yeah, this one. This one I picked up at the Restore. This was $5, and I think 25% off. So I think I got this for like $3.
Dude, I would buy that for the $5. I wouldn't need the discount. Well, see, I grew up in the Apollo era, so that I like that, dude.
Yeah, this one's really cool.
I bet so. So the fire lights up and all that. I bet. Or blinks.
Yeah. It does the countdown, the 10-second countdown, and then the fire takes. The ship takes off. Yeah, that one's pretty neat.
I like that one. Did you get it at the same place you got the other one?
I did. Yeah, I found two of them. So then we have Data and a bongo.
Oh, is that from the first Star Wars Episode 1?
Phantom Menace, yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And
at first I thought it was a fish. Then I had to go like this. See, that's really cool. I like the leg from Christmas Story, yeah.
My major prize.
Yeah, another. How many Christmas Vacation ornaments do you have? Just the two?
Just those two. And then here was one of my.
Dude, you got an X-Wing, man.
This is one of my first. As you can tell, it was when the kids were young and all the tips are broken off.
Oh, well, it's still cool.
And the back lights up. The engine ports light up. And then there's the Enterprise together with the other Enterprise. Not to scale.
That's really cool.
Yeah, so that's that. And this is we went down. You know what Trade Days is in Canton? First Monday?
Nope.
No, it's kind of like a swap meet. And
okay.
we went down there. We do our. It's the first week of December. Every first Monday. They open it up, and we go every year for the first Monday of December, looking for, cool gifts for everybody. And I saw some really, really cool stuff like this Millennium Falcon.
How big is that?
That's the toy. That is the.
Oh, the
for the action figures, the original Millennium Falcon toy
from the 80s. Oh, from the 1980s, right?
Yeah, that the top comes off, and you can sit everybody inside. Doesn't have the. I don't remember if it came with a dish
Yeah, it did.
on
Someone
it or
just
not.
lost it.
But
It
yeah,
did. They just lost it.
I looked that up on eBay when I was down there.
You're looking at eBay as you're shopping.
I am to seeing if it's worth the $100. And on
No.
eBay, this was selling on eBay in a little bit better
Not in that
condition. Well, pretty
Well, he
close.
doesn't have a nose.
Pretty
Yeah.
close.
He's missing his nose.
Yeah. But pretty close.
$100, that should be like for 10.
Pretty close. I mean, it was $235 on eBay, but not this bad.
That's not Batman. That's Pigman now.
They had tons of Hot Wheels cars.
Fights crime with the swine.
And then that's Henry Cavill.
Yeah.
I thought
That's
you'd
the old
like.
school robot.
I thought you'd like that one.
That's interesting. What does it do? Oh, Steelers robot? No, I've never seen that before.
It's not a Steelers robot. It's just made of steel.
Oh,
that's the symbol for
Steelers, man.
No, that's the symbol for steel, the Steel Workers Union. That's where the Steelers got their logo from.
I still. Well, it's on their helmets on one side, yeah, but yeah, hence Steelers, yeah. But yeah, it's pretty badass.
Not only does it have a blinking light, it has a flashing light. And then moving arms and legs and 2 C batteries.
No D's, huh?
No.
I thought that was bigger.
I thought that was pretty neat.
And how much were they asking for this sucker?
I don't know. I didn't look at the price. By the time I looked at a couple of them, I was like, okay, I'm not going to be able to afford anything.
Dude, next time you go out to one of those things, you should do a show and record it, man. I'll be interested in watching that.
I was going to, but my battery was dead, and I did a little recording, but my phone is horrible. But now I got a new phone.
I remember the honeymoon. Well, there was a series of those particular dolls, not just the Honeymooners, but other shows. I think I Dream of Jeannie they had and all that. I'm not 100%, but I've seen that before. $30 is pretty decent for that.
Yeah, he's pretty neat. I think they had also Norton.
Lucy. I think they had Lucy for sure. Oh hell yeah. You got those, right, John? You snagged those, didn't you?
I wanted to. He wanted $30 a piece.
What? Those are Burger King glasses, if I remember right.
Taco Bell.
Burger King? Oh, Taco Bell. Well, I know Star Wars, and of course you saw in that documentary. Burger Chef was the first licensee of Star Wars collectibles for the cups and the posters. They have posters and cups. I remember.
Yeah, I saw those. I mean, there's only 2. He only had 2. I don't know how many different versions there were, but he
there's
only
more
had...
than 2. I'm assuming there's a set like Han and Leia and all that.
Yeah.
Well, they're depicting scenes. There's Dagobah and then there's Cloud City, so I'm pretty sure there's more.
There's probably a Hoth.
Hasselhoff? What?
And there's Captain America and Iron Man perfume.
What? What does it smell like? What does it smell like? The insides of an Iron Man suit after you've been sweating?
Yeah. After he's peed in it.
Oh, we had to go there, huh?
Yeah. Well, that's what he does in Iron Man 3. And then we ran into Santa and
that's cool.
Santa and his snow dog.
Snow dog.
Well, I think
You
that's
could
like
put antlers on there
he.
and be
Well, he
like the
looks like
dog
from the. He looks like the dog from the Grinch, doesn't he?
yeah.
I think
I was
that's. I
gonna say
think
you
that's.
could put antlers on it, did that.
That's. I think that's before he changed. He switched sides. He went to the dark side. Oh, and that's the salad and the pizza we had, and then we ran into this awesome little bookstore. I mean, I've never seen books. I mean, this is one of those where you roll the ladder around
Yeah.
the building, and
I've been to a few places like that in San Antonio.
my wife says,
In Austin.
Do you have this certain book by this author?" And she's like, "Yeah, we probably have it." And she's like, "Where would it be?" It's like, you have to get up on the ladder and look.
Dude, you'll be surprised in those used bookstores and how many first editions that people don't know is a first editions out in the the regular stuff.
Well, the first thing
That's
I did was
if I find a book I was interested in, I always look at the edition just to see.
I went right over to the Lord of the Rings and see if they had any Lord of the original printings of Lord of the Rings, but they did not.
From like the 30s or something.
Yeah.
See, the first Lord of the Rings book set I got was paperback, and it came with a map, and it was in a little box, and it was like, I believe it was under $30, but that's how I learned about the Lord of the Rings, reading that book before the Hobbit movie. There was a cartoon by the guy who's, I think his last name was Baskey. He's a great cartoonist. He did other movies like American Pop and all that. He had comics there too, huh?
Well, this is the comic book store next the next building over.
They have comic books and collectibles, right?
Yeah, just like your typical a typical comic book store. It was pretty neat. People were very, very nice. When was the last time you saw the Mighty Beans?
I've never heard of a Mighty Bean. What is that?
They're kind of like you know that water bottle trick.
Wait a minute. Are those the safety? They're the safety lawn darts.
No. You know that water bottle trick that people do to try to get the water bottle to stand up?
Yeah.
Well, this is like they're weighted on one end and always like Weebles, and then you would have races down these tracks, and then that's how you won. You know, instead of like flipping cards, baseball cards or whatever, you would race your Mighty Beans and get new.
Did you have one of those?
Of course.
I've never seen it in my life.
Of course I had. I was a kid once.
I had yo-yos, man, and lawn darts that we almost killed each other with.
Yeah, the original what's that game that they play now at football games? With the hole in it. Cornhole.
Okay, what kind of game you been playing?
Yeah.
What is that? I've never heard of that.
Cornhole? That's the one with the ramp where you throw the pouch through the hole.
Okay, I've seen that. Well, I have a video game version of that. Yeah, okay.
Okay, so you're the type that doesn't go outside. I forgot.
No, I go outside with lawn darts and almost kill a person. After a while, you get bored and you go, okay, we can play lawn dart suicide. We do it straight up and we don't move until it's almost coming down, and you have to avoid it if it's good. And we never thought about it going in their skull. We just kids. We just thought, hey, we'll move out of the way.
Right.
We never got hurt.
So
not like that.
Here's the last ornament that needs to go on my tree.
What is it? Oh, Bruce Willis.
That's the.
Oh, okay. He's in the duck. Okay, that was cool, dude.
Yeah.
How long did it take you to make that?
I don't know, 10 minutes. Took me longer to figure out the size of the printing of the picture than it did anything else. So,
that's cool. You need to get something to top it off, saying "Yippee-ki-yay" or something.
Yeah. Or come out to the coast. We'll get together, have a few laughs. I just saw that in theaters last week.
Yeah, you were mentioning it. I saw your Facebook post, but I didn't see where you're watching. I just thought you're watching at home or something.
No, we
But
watched
yeah,
it
I bet that's cool to see in
at
a
the
theater.
at the Cinemark. We saw that. I think that was Friday. Did we see that Friday?
Couple weeks,
And
right?
we did 2 movies. My son and I did 2 movies. Not last week, the week before. We did Die Hard and we did Godzilla -1. So,
Did you like it?
oh my gosh, Godzilla was so good. So good.
You are gonna hate me for this. I grew up watching those, old 50s or 60s Godzilla movies where they're all like the audio's all whacked out. And so I think the Godzilla one with Matthew Broderick was the one that actually I enjoyed the most because it was like eggs in New York and Godzilla's being born. And that's why I thought they took the from that premise on to where, Godzilla versus Kong came from.
Well, I mean, they didn't. That's a whole different monster verse. But
I never thought about MonsterVerse. I just thought, yeah, put them together and let's fight.
But
Godzilla's fighting what was that beetle thing, and he fought all kinds of weird animals.
yeah, that's
What was that
the-
turtle? Was a turtle that shot out with sparklers?
yeah, that's
Remember that one? I don't know the names, man. I
Yeah.
just know it's a turtle flying around with sparklers.
oh, that's Gamera. With the he had the big teeth that I liked Gamera better than Godzilla. Completely different company. Gamera was a ripoff of Godzilla, but I always enjoyed Gamera a little bit more than Godzilla.
So
But,
you're saying Gamera is like the GoBots of Godzilla world?
Yeah, Gamera is the GoBots of the Transformer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you watched the trailer to -1?
Dude, I can't get into it, man. I saw the trailer. I was like,
This thing is
that's 2 hours of my life. If by the midway through the film, if I'm not liking it, I would just think, you know what? It's good. I heard, and this is from a good friend. I'm not talking about Sky. I heard from another Godzilla fan says it was really well done. If you like the old school Godzillas, you'll enjoy it. And I said, well, those 60s and 50s Godzillas I didn't like. So, and that's exactly what it reminded me of.
I can't. No, this is like the original Godzilla. The Godzilla.
It's a remake.
It's a remake.
It's a remake, right?
Of Godzilla, told a little bit differently, but
it's from the ones I know I saw it at the original, and that's the reason why I was like, I don't really want to go down that pathway.
See, I don't think you did because you told me that you didn't know Raymond Burr was in a Godzilla movie.
No, he was in that first American version. Raymond Burr was in the first American one. I didn't see it. I just know about it.
Well, that was called Godzilla King of the Monsters.
Yeah.
And Raymond Burr was added.
Cool. Ironside's walking around killing Godzilla now.
But that version was the original Japanese version, and they just Americanized it a little bit with Raymond Burr when they released it here. It's exactly the same as the Japanese version, which if you want to watch it, the original Japanese version is available on Pluto with subtitles. Pluto TV, and it's free. And
yeah, but if we got subtitles, I'm not down for that. I'm not here to read a movie. I'm here to enjoy a movie. I want to get immersed into it. I'm not into those foreign films.
Then you're not. Then you won't. Then stay away from -1 because it is
exactly
all
like that.
It's all. I've never liked movies that had subtitles, but this was so easy to follow. You didn't even have to read the subtitles to know what these characters were feeling and what they were doing. That's how good of the story, good of a story it was. It was amazing. It was kind of like a redemption of, I don't know, just the human factor in this movie. If it didn't even have Godzilla in it, it'd still be a fantastic movie. So
Wow.
you should see it, and I'm sure I'll share it with you once it comes out on available to
I'll
buy.
give it a shot, Dave. But hey, you shared with me that Barbie film, and I barely got 13 minutes into it. And I had to pull the plug, man. I couldn't do that.
I haven't even started
I
it
was
yet.
like, no, it was like 30 minutes into. I remember 30 minutes because I thought, first of all, Margot Robbie, she's a hottie, so I was down for Margot Robbie being Barbie, and I saw the trailers. I thought it'd be interesting, but after 30 minutes into it, I just couldn't deal with it. I mean, I know she goes out in the real world, and if I ever get time, I'll figure it out. But I just can't do it to myself.
Yeah, I haven't tried it yet. I haven't tried
Good luck, man.
the Marvels. I got the Marvels.
I haven't seen that yet. I like the first one, so
yeah, there's a whole bunch. I mean, like anything after. I mean, I think in the last 3 years since Endgame, I've only seen Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, which was trash.
oh, you're down. I thought you're a fan of that guy. What's his name?
Paul Rudd.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he was good, but the movie was trash. Yeah. So, all right.
Michael Douglas couldn't help you, huh?
Are you ready? Are you ready?
To rock! Yeah. No. What were we doing here? I'm already lost. Oh. I almost did showed everybody your address.
You did.
If you want John's address, just leave comments below.
Yeah,
I'll go ahead and
just go back to the beginning of the video and you can screen cap it. Thanks a lot for that.
no, I did. I almost did. But yeah, I got it.
All right. You going to go first?
All right. Yeah. I got open it this way here. It's a little tight. Better not be porn, man. Jeez.
Industrial emblem. All right.
All right.
This is taking a long time.
Whoa, John! How'd you know I need underwear? Nah, I'm joking.
I hope it's the right size.
I got a card. So let's check out the card.
Did you open the card yet? I heard the tape on the card. I heard the tape on the card is pretty rough too.
A donation has been made in your name, the Human Fund, and it's got this guy from Seinfeld. And it says, have a Merry Christmas and can't wait to see what we did. I can't remember. Can't wait to.
Is my handwriting that bad?
I can't. What's over? No, what's over here? What's that supposed to be?
I think that's a mistake. To see SEE.
Oh, to see what we.
That's my girly handwriting.
Oh, 2004. Okay.
I've been told since high school I write like a girl. So.
At least you don't write like me. I write like Charlie Brown. All right, let's see here.
The linebacker?
Charlie Brown?
I don't know.
Wow. That is badass. Thanks, man. Am I getting the camera? Can you see her?
Yeah.
Do I back it up? There you go. And where the underwear?
They should be matching colors.
Well, I got 6 version colors on this one, so yeah, I can find it matched.
Yeah, so that
I can
human
go around
fun.
the house with underwear and this only.
That's what I gave out this year was the human fund.
That's cool.
In lieu of presents, I made a donation to everybody to the human fund. So congratulations.
That's
You're
cool.
you're one of the few that got that.
Thank you so kindly. I
And
appreciate it, man.
That's the I think I have like 2 more. My son gave those to me last year.
Now it's your turn to open it up. Yours.
So also speaking of Seinfeld, there's my candle.
Oh, that's right.
You see my candle? Right.
It smells
there.
like George Costanza has farted.
No, it's called Festivus for the Rest of Us. Smells like grievances and disappointment. I got that from my son and his wife early.
Cool.
I was allowed to open that early. So
wow.
So now's the time.
Yes. I can't wait to see your expression.
All right, I'm getting tired of that trumpet. What do you think?
I'll do the Christmas occasion.
Do we need the drum roll?
Sure.
Let's see. Where's the drum roll? The only thing I hate about this thing is all the. Do I have a drum roll? No. I thought I had a drum.
I remember that rim shot.
I thought I had a drum roll on here.
Where's the little drummer boy when you need him?
Yeah, really. We can do. Yeah, no.
Just
no
go open it up.
No drum roll, so we're stuck. We're stuck with this.
Okay.
Oh wow, that is neat. You know,
You like it?
I love Johnny Five.
Well, I was watching your video and the expression of love came right across your face when you were doing that video with Johnny Five, and I was like, you know what? I wonder if they make a figure, and then I know your passion for a certain thing. Have you figured out what it is yet?
Stepping on Legos.
But it's a really cool thing once you build it. It's kind of like, yeah, open it up.
It's 386 pieces. Oh my gosh.
How many bags come in there?
Oh.
How many bags you got?
I do have a passion for Legos, but when they're built by somebody else and I can put them on my shelf.
Oh, come on, man. You were giving me a hard time about building Legos when I was doing it. Now it's your turn.
That's right. Well, you were just putting heads and legs on people. So that's 2 bags.
Well.
3 bags.
Uh-huh.
Oh my gosh. 4 bags.
Well, you know, he's a really robot. It has a lot of parts on it, man. Remember he has a rocket and stuff on there?
6 bags. 7 and 8. Look at this one. This has got to be the tank treads.
Yeah. And it's supposed to roll. I think it does.
I think that's the
Well, I watched a video.
Oh my gosh, this is bigger than any book I've ever written. This is bigger than any book I've ever read.
No, it's an assistance book to get you closer to Johnny Five's heart. You're building him from scratch. You are building Johnny Five for your very own time of experiencing what Johnny Five was like when he's being built. But look, if you look at the picture, it's really cool, dude.
Yeah, that is pretty neat. Thank you.
And it's supposed to be like, I think 7 inches or 8 inches tall.
Is
I
it
don't
really
remember. What does it say on the box? I think it says 7 or 8 inches.
It says ages 6 plus, so I'm going to need a 6-year-old to help me with this. Yeah, no, it doesn't say.
It should say how high is the dimensions on there, right? Go to the book. I bet it's there in the book. It's got to be there.
Let's see.
It looks like a nice book too.
Let me go to
Is it like hard?
Let me go to the back of the book, someplace that I'll never see again.
Oh, come on. You mean you're not gonna build it, dude?
I'm gonna build it live on TV.
Oh, that'll be. I'll watch that video.
I'm gonna
There
get
you go,
me.
see?
I'm gonna get me a camera and hang it overhead, and and build.
And we lost John. Johnny 5.
Build my Johnny.
There you go. You're back.
Yeah. All of that.
Yeah. But it's cool. I mean, the book is pretty thick. You said that is it a hardback book or it's off? Well, it's not hardback, but it's a good quality book, or
yeah, it's
not like Lego books where it's really like paper, like leaflets. You know, that's good.
No, it's got a nice what do you call it?
You got a collectible book and a Johnny 5 out of it.
Yeah. So when it slides off the shelf, I'll be able to put it back together again.
Well, I don't think you would put it anywhere where it slides off. Sure, after you spend time building it.
Well, howdy, Andrew. Welcome aboard.
Hey, Andrew.
We have a viewer.
Woo-hoo!
That's what you get whenever you view and you leave a comment. You get a rolling fanfare. But
now, Andrew, if you're still with us, do you like Johnny 5 growing up watching you, or do you not know what Johnny 5 may be? Let's see if he answers. Did we lose our viewer? our only viewer? We lost him? Holy crap!
Let's see. Oh, he's never heard of Johnny 5. So we're gonna have to. Can you explain who Johnny 5 is?
Short Circuit. You gotta watch that. There's Short Circuit 1 and 2. Watch 1.
Have you ever?
Okay.
Yeah, watch Short Circuit. It's Steve Gutenberg, who I met at the Retro Expo, who was very, very nice.
Yeah, I heard he's a real sweet guy.
And
he takes time out for people.
When we did the Johnny 5 interview, Johnny 5 came rolling around. Now so at the show, this guy from England built his own life-size Johnny 5 and was controlling him and surprised Steve Gutenberg. This guy actually called up Scott at the Retro Expo and said, "Look, I have a Johnny 5. Can I come down to the show? We're in town and we want to meet Steve Gutenberg, who was a scheduled guest." And when he rolled around the corner, and I got the camera going, I'm shooting everything, and almost tears of joy, meeting Steve Gutenberg and Johnny 5 together, seeing them together, and then tears of agony when I realized I didn't hit the record button.
Oh,
so yeah.
Well, I've seen him. I think maybe it was another person's video. I thought it may have been yours, but I seen him on stage with Johnny 5, and they were. I think he was on stage, and I think Johnny 5 was involved, maybe.
Yeah, of course.
I'm
I mean, he
I'm
was
not
so he couldn't get up on stage. He was, not only is he old, he's very, very heavy. Like me,
Well, I was gonna
I
say
couldn't.
if it's a duplicated Johnny Five like from the movie, that thing's got some weight because I saw Adam Savage from Tested. He was
Right.
at the music. Or it was the auction house. I follow. I can't remember the name of that auction house, but he had the actual one from the movie that they were going to sell that was screen used, and they had John, he did a whole little segment. I think it was like 20, 30 minutes long, but they were talking about it, showing details. I mean, it's truly a piece of work that they did for the movie.
For the movie,
That was
yeah, and this and the
yeah.
the guy from England that built it, he milled all the parts. It's not like one of those. There's another guy that goes around to shows with the Johnny Five, but all his are 3D printed parts.
Yeah.
This one was actually aluminum, and the parts were milled and made by this guy, and what he had to do to get it through customs was incredible. Because he came
No
over
doubt.
from England. He was traveling the country going from show to show,
Well,
and just happened to be in
that-
Dallas.
That's got to cost them a lot of money to ship it through freight on an airplane. That's for sure. From England to America, that's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. So Andrew, if you're gonna,
Now, Andrew, you'll enjoy it, Andrew. I just noticed you put a comment there.
you gotta check it out, and don't forget it also has Ali Sheedy, which is a plus.
Yep.
So
And she was from her fame of The Breakfast Club was, I think, her first movie I remember her in.
I think so, but not one of her. Not
think
her
that was
first,
her
but
movie.
one of her. I mean, she was always in those teen rom-com dramedy.
I don't remember her until The Breakfast Club. John Hughes is the way, he did a lot of those teen movies, and it's the first time I saw her was in. She was a chick that was drawing and using her dandruff to make it snow. There you go, Andrew. If you've never seen have you seen The Breakfast Club, Andrew? If you haven't, you got to check that out. It's a great film.
It's all set in the John Hughes verse.
See, I don't get that verse stuff now because everybody's calling things verse. John Hughes made some great. Oh, you haven't, Andrew? You have to check it out. It's called The Breakfast Club. Now, remember, when you watch some of these John Hughes films, especially 16 Candles, well, they're not kind of politically correct these days. But growing up, it was a good film, fun film. So keep it light, enjoy the film. Don't try to judge it.
Okay, here's her first movie.
Okay.
You'll never guess what her first movie was.
Give me a year. What year?
Well, let me check. Let me scroll down to make sure I'm not losing it.
You did that long time ago, man.
Yeah. So her first big movie, 1983.
1983.
1983.
Breakfast Club was the same year, right?
Breakfast Club was 1985. So what movie? What movie was Ali Sheedy in the year 1983?
I was in high school.
You want to phone a friend?
Okay. Hey, Google.
You can't do that. I'll give you a hint.
That's my friend. Google's my friend. We go way back.
I'll give you a hint as to the name of the movie.
All right.
You asked this of a friend when you're at an arcade. That is your hint.
So I'm assuming it would be that film with the Wonder Years kid called The Wizard. No.
Nope.
All right. I don't know, dude. I was guessing because it had an arcade scene.
Do you want another hint?
Sure.
Okay, so think of that first clue, and then he starred in your favorite Godzilla movie.
Oh, Matthew Broderick?
Correct.
So I've seen a lot of his films. I guess I would say Ferris Bueller, maybe?
Which one has to do with playing games?
Oh, Ferris Bueller doesn't have a game. That's right. I don't know, man. Either I'm getting old or I just don't.
Shall we play a game?
Oh, War Games. That's right. I seen her in that.
Is that your
okay,
final
so I
answer?
take that back. I think I've seen the
Is
War
that your
Games,
final
then I
answer?
saw her in- Final answer, War Games.
You got it.
That was a long
You
trip
got
around.
Yeah. You got it.
Hey, Andrew, you still with us? Have you seen War Games?
What?
If you haven't seen War Games, you got to check it out, man.
Just like everything else. Just stick to the 80s. Start in 1980 and work your way up, and you'll see every great movie ever made. I think
there were some killer movies in the 80s.
I think your keyboard is stuck because everything says you haven't seen it.
Okay, hey Andrew, no offense. Can we ask your age? Just out of curiosity. He's gonna say no. I hope he tells us. I'm curious because a few people. Let's see. I watched this longer. Oh yeah. Let's see here. What other 80s film? Okay, so he needs. We got War Games, Short Circuit, Die Hard's a must. It's Christmas time. He's 18?
Yeah.
Dude, you'll like Die Hard if you haven't seen it. You gotta watch Die Hard this Christmas.
Well, who hasn't seen Die Hard? Come on.
He hasn't seen. I bet he hasn't.
He's seen Die Hard. All right.
He said he did. Okay. We got one. Right on, man. Right on. Thank you for being part of the show and part of the audience participation segment of the show.
Yeah, the first one ever. Thanks. So, anything coming up for you, Jeff? I heard you were editing videos before the show. What do you got coming up?
The Collector Zone. If you've been following it, I'm always talking about video games and collectibles and all that. And being that I was into the Atari 50th collection, Digital Eclipse, I've been following them for years. Back in 1994, Digital Eclipse was the first company that actually started emulating arcade games. They did Robotron, Defender, and another game. But anyway, fast forward to today, they gave us an opportunity to go into like a museum experience to play the games, but also learn about the games. I'm a huge fan of arcade games, as you all know, following the channel. And so they had started something after they had partnered up with Atari. Part of the acquisition of that was to help, do what they need to do for Atari, but so they could continue going their pathway of experimenting on new ways to show these games in a new format, which is the format of a museum type experience. So either you get watch the little clips and learn about the games beforehand, or you go straight into playing the video games and checking out the behind the scenes layer. However you want to do it, it's like a museum. Go wherever you want to go. Well, it's called the Gold Series, the Master Gold Series, and they did one on our computer game that came out. It was a game. Very first time you got a fighting game with a story. So it's going to be on this Sunday at 7. As usual, it's the Collector Zone show. So if you know about that, I talk a little about my life and how things that inspire me and that led me into, what we were talking about for the subject of that, with, talking about this new series. And I'll do the gameplay. I won't go to the museum. I don't want to spoil anything for everybody, but I play the games. I sample the games. And these are games I've never played before. Now, I never had an Apple II. I never had Commodore. I never had an Atari 800. But there's games from there that that he did. Now, here's a fun fact. He is the guy who the game was called. I don't want to give away. No, I'm going to save that for you watch it. But the game he's well known around the world for is the Prince of Persia games. That's where he got the big money. But growing up, he was a kid to code like I was trying to learn how to code, and he did a better job at it because he actually was trying to get a game done. And one of his first games was a clone of Asteroids because that was his favorite game. Just like me, I love Asteroids. So we had something in common, coding, passion for arcade games, and he wound up doing this game. He was able to start working in the, with the companies with video games, and then that's how you got Prince of Persia. If he didn't get his break, we wouldn't have Prince of Persia today.
And where would Jake Gyllenhaal be?
Huh?
Okay, never mind. I think you need to see movies too.
Dude, if it's cutting into my video gaming time, I tell you what, ain't gonna happen.
So that's coming up on the Collector's Zone channel. We'll have a link in the description below once this video is posted. And I don't know if you want to join in on a Sunday night if you can, but I will be going on around 10:30, and we're going to track Santa until he makes his way to Texas, and then I'll have to cut it before he gets here so I can I don't interrupt his time sneaking down my chimney. So we'll be tracking Santa all the way from 10:30 Central Time to just before midnight when he arrives in Texas, and that's about it. Jeff.
Now, we did an interview with Santa a couple of years ago, so look up the playlist. We have it in there if you want to see that.
Yes. 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
It hasn't been 3, has it?
You know what? Time goes by. Time goes by. It feels just like 10 minutes ago I had to go pee, and I got to go again. So, that's what happens when you get old. So thanks.
Speak for yourself, man.
Well, we haven't seen below the waist, so you showed me your underwear before. So thanks for
peeking. Good peeking.
Thanks for watching, Andrew. You've hung around the most. You have the award so far of 2023's longest viewer. We really appreciate that.
Oh Lord,
Jeff,
really?
thank you for my Johnny 5. It's very much appreciated.
I hope, love the shirt, man.
Yeah, don't bleed. I saw that and I was like, you know what? I had that comic book cover. I think he'll like that.
I was looking at it, and that's what first thing came to my mind was It was a comic book cover.
Yep,
And then I
that
saw
is
saw the little thing right here.
that's from the comic book. That's the comic book cover. So, thanks for watching,
Wait,
everybody.
was
We
there a
really
comic book in
appreciate
there
it.
too?
We will see you. There shouldn't be anything else in there. There's not a check in there. I left the check out.
No, I'm saying, is there a comic book in here?
No, too expensive. I actually have that one in my box of comics.
I remember
I should-
you talking
should-
about that.
I should bring all my Star Wars comics out next time. And
You know what?
maybe,
Well, you should go sit around and show people the comics while you're building your Johnny 5.
oh
Take a
no,
little
that'll be
break. No,
that'll
that
be
would be too
separate.
long.
yes. Pretty soon, once I get another camera in here, I'm going to be building my Johnny 5 Lego. And thanks for watching, everybody. We will see you next time on the Geek and I podcast. You can find us on all the socials: Facebook, Twitter, X, Instagram. We are on Spotify, iTunes, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Podbean. I don't know where we are. We're everywhere. Unfortunately, nobody knows, and nobody cares, and nobody
We're
listens.
still underground, man.
Yeah,
We're still underground.
We're clawing our way up, and thank you for being there at the beginning, Andrew. We really appreciate it. We will
Thank
see
you,
you
Andrew.
next time
Rock.
on the Geek and I podcast.
Layers.